How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So glad each and every single one of you can make it. Tonight's build is a bit different for me. What do I mean? Well, come right back and you'll find out. Again, welcome back, everybody. I'm just sitting here looking at a few of my graveyard cars. This one really just needs some wheels. I like the color and everything. It just needs some wheels. I'll probably throw some basics on that one. And then I've got this one. You know, we chopped these apart for wheels. We chopped these apart for that Pro Mod blower sticking out of there, or Pro Mod intake and stuff. But anyhow, as I was looking through that and listening to videos over there as I do this, because I always try to pick a couple channels a week and just let the playlist play as I do other things. But anyhow, long story short, I was looking at those and I was listening to Diecast Pirate. If you don't know who that is, check him out. He does some really great restoration work, really great, and he's done a few customs for me. He even does a few customs. He did one for me, which I was trying to spit out. Hold on, be right back and I'll grab it. So, be right back. Yep, that's it. I made a roundabout comment about how cool it would be to have one of his customs. So lo and behold, he built this one for me. Look at that beauty. Isn't that just gorgeous? But anyhow, set that over there out of the way. Like I said, he's a really great guy, does a lot of really cool work. And I've learned a lot from him as well as others. You know, I'm not saying he's the only one I watch. He's not the only one I learn from, but really great guy. But anyhow, at the very end of his videos, he always tells upcoming builds and everything. And I happen to hear the one for the Diecast International Builders. And what they're doing is, for the month of February, is Rat Rod. Well, we got bits and pieces laying around. That's all a rat rod is bits and pieces thrown together. So let me show you what I've got going on. You know, I've done a few of these bone shakers. I've done one for Andre. I've done one as a raffle. I've done one for Charles Diecast Garage. You know, I've done several of these. And the last one I did was for Mr. Jeff Brummett. And when I was doing the wrap-up end of it, where you take the photo, the beauty shots and everything, and I did not notice this. I did not notice it when I was doing it because, you know, you don't expect it. But I was looking at the interior, and the interior had a problem with it. See if I can find it real quick. The interior has a nice gaping hole right there. And that came from a tail like that. So I was like, oh my God. Well, the car was done. It was painted. It was put together. Like I said, I was doing the reveal video at the end. So I was like, oh man. I took his car apart real carefully. Tried swapping out the interior. The interior would not swap over from one to the next. That's when I learned. Just because they're all the same cars does not mean every single interior every single part will work. I tried filing everything down to get it to work, as you can see. You know, it just wouldn't work. I got it fixed, long story short, but I have these bits and pieces. I've got the interior, I've got the head, I've got the body, and I have the base from the one that I took the interior out to fix his. So I got thinking this is a perfect project for a rat build. It really is. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this bone shaker for a rat rod. And like I said, a rat rod is, all it is taking bits and pieces and putting together to make a really cool looking car. So here's the body, there's the base, there's the interior. And I've already sanded this down and filed this down because I have a plan for that, and I'll show you that here in just a second. And of course the head's already painted. I'm going to leave it alone, but I'm going to do a little something with that gaping hole, if I can make it. We'll see. If not, I might just try to find it and purchase it, if it'll be here on time. But that's what we had to start with, so that's going to be my rat rod. But what I'm going to do with this, what I was telling you, if you look, when this goes in, it always has those little pipes sticking up. I don't like those pipes. So what I am thinking is, yes, I'm going to use that. But I'm not going to do like everybody else and use the whole thing. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get into the build. But the next thing we need to do is figure out what wheels, because I have the body, I have the base, right? I have it sanded down with those little protector tabs that they put on there to keep kids from, mashing down on the axles and bending them. That's all those are. I have them filed off, so if I go smaller, it won't rub. If I go larger, we don't have to worry about it. It's gone. But the base will be primed and painted anyway, so that's no big deal. The little scuff marks, you'll never know that I sanded on that. I'm not really going to do anything to this. I don't know if I'm going to leave it this color and just clear coat it, or if I'm going to try to actually paint it like a rat rod. Some rat rods are flat black, some are rust color. Don't know exactly yet. I let these cars talk to me as I build them. So I don't know exactly now, but I do know that we've got to find some wheels. So let's go on the hunt for some wheels. All right, push all that to the side for now. This is my little case that I use. Got this at the Dollar Tree, that I use whenever I take wheels off of a car to swap on premiums or whatever. As you can see, I've done quite a few. But, I'm just looking through here trying to see what I really want to use. I would really like to use something this big and this fat. I really would. I don't think that these will fit on that base without me having to modify it. No, they won't. But I could still do it. I'm going to set that aside for just a second. I'd like to use something that fat on the back. And where is the mate to that? There should be some small fronts for that. Alright, so after going through them and straightening them up a little bit and picking out a few, let me show you what we have to work with. This is the first option that I have, and these are M2 castings. Now I'm actually looking for, I need 4 more sets of these so that I can do my Yenko Camaros. I've already got the back ones on here, and this is kind of how it would look. Stick the head in there so that'll hold it down. Head goes in like such. That's kind of how that one would look. And of course the other wheel won't stay on. I have to glue it on. But that's how that one would look. I like the look. Real big, wide, meaty tires. These are real rider tires, of course. But I don't know if that's the look that I'm going after. That's too perfect. That is just too clean looking. It looks good. It looks kind of race carish. So, next option. Get this off so I can show you. The next option. I'm just going to put all these in here so I can make up my mind what I want to use. Or I need this axle. These. Alright, quick overview. Here's the bits and pieces. We're ready for final assembly. I'll show you what I've done. I painted the base flat black, like I said I was going to. I have the body flat black with a little bit of rust here and there, or dirt, however you want to look at it. You can't have a rat build car and not have some rust. Got the fuel lines with the battery caps and stuff, in the back. Got the hand painted rat wheels, because any rat build always either has white or black or green or some wild color wheel that they painted themselves. So that's what we've got. I painted them red, a dark red, because I didn't want it to take away from the rest of the car. I wanted to match the car, and as you can see, I think that'll match pretty good. I touched up the lug nuts, because they're going to have those old stainless lug nuts on it. Got the skull for the front end of it, and this is what caused the problem all along. This is what caused all this to come to fruition. Got that hole in it. So I took a popsicle stick, cut off a piece of it, and made me an axe or a hatchet, however you want to look at it. I'm going to glue that in there, because it's a rat rod. Then we have the Holley carburetors with the dual stack air cleaners. I painted it to match the body, because that's what a rat rod wheel, they just take bits and pieces and put it all together. Got the interior all painted. Got the exhaust with my little heat treatment on there. Valve covers are red. Got the gray seats, because typically that's what they're going to be. Got the real long shifter with the gas tank. Now all we have to do is put all this together and assemble it, and then we'll be ready for the reveal. So let me get it put together, and you'll see this bad boy on the turntable. But I would like to thank, and I learned about this from watching Diecast Pirate. Sorry, I had to think for a second. I learned about this from watching Diecast Pirate, and I was just sitting here, and I hit these bits and pieces just laying around, and it's for the International Diecasters Build Off, and that's where I learned about it from. And I was like, well, heck, I could throw this together real quick. It won't take that long, and maybe it'll look halfway decent. So I'd like to thank him for bringing it to my attention. That's what we do as customizers or YouTube channels or whatever you want to call it. We try to spread the word about all these different types of events on YouTube. Builders, build-offs, special things like breast cancer awareness. But we all try to spread the word, so we cover the gamut. But yeah, with all that stated, let's get this bad boy put together, shall we?